brief response.
Yeah. Well, Laura, the COVID is spreading, particularly most of the numbers are with the unvaccinated, and the Democrats like to blame Republicans on that. Well, the biggest group in most states are African Americans who have not been vaccinated. The last time I checked, over 90% of them vote for Democrats in their major cities and major counties. So it's up to the Democrats to get, just as it's up to Republicans, to try to get as many people vaccinated. But we respect the fact that if people don't want the vaccination, we're not going to force it on them. That's their individual right. But in terms of criticizing the Republicans for this, we're encouraging people who want to take it, but they're doing nothing for the African American community that has a significant high number of unvaccinated
TikTok
people.
videos.
So
we got a lot of.
You know, politicians are supposed to be the brightest minds in the country. And the reason why I said it, because they make laws, they run state governments, they run the federal governments, they are in control of a lot of different things. So you would think that they are the brightest, they are the smartest people for that job. But it seems like politicians always, some kind of way, manage to stick their foot in their mouths. Now, the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Dan Patrick, he made a comment the other night on Fox News, stating that the unvaccinated problem in Texas is to blame black people. Now, I looked at the last census, the census from 2010, not 2020. But in 2010, the census stated that black people made up 11% of the Texas population. White people made up 70% of the Texas population. So how can Dan Patrick sit here and blame black people for the issue of people being unvaccinated in Texas? Now, 46% of the population in Texas is vaccinated. So that means 54% is not vaccinated. So how in the hell can 11% of a population make up 54% of the unvaccinated? How? Now, I know Dan Patrick wanted to play politics. You know, he inserted the Democrat Party because black people tend to vote Democrats. So he was saying that that's a Democrat problem because there are so many black people unvaccinated. Well, Mr. Patrick, let me ask you this question. How about those white conservatives that are unvaccinated? Isn't that a Republican problem? And I believe that there will be more whites in the state of Texas unvaccinated than blacks. So how can you make that into a race issue? How can you divide that along color lines when we all know that there is more white people in Texas unvaccinated? I don't get it. Why do we have to play politics with everything? Why do everything have to be about politics? How about saving lives? How about making a statement saying we need to get our unvaccinated vaccinated, no matter what color they are, black, white, purple, blue, or green? Instead of you sitting here blaming black people for the vaccination problem in Texas. And we all know that's a lie. But another thing also is, these so-called conservatives are always talking about how they want to get minorities to embrace the Republican Party. How can you embrace a party that's always trying to divide a country? We just went through 4 years with Trump trying to divide this country among racial lines. And it's still happening today because of Trump. And that's one reason why Dan Patrick went on to Fox News and made the statement he did. Because it's all about dividing America, not unifying America. And that's the problem. Anyone who have common sense will sit here and tell you there is no way in hell 11% of the Texas population can be responsible for 54% of the unvaccinated people in the state of Texas. Bottom line, people need to wake up and understand these politicians are only here to divide us, not bring us together. Bottom line.